What if almost everything you believe about reality is wrong? A clock can tick slower just because it is moving faster. Light can behave like both a wave and a particle. Something can be in two possible states at once. And according to Einstein, time itself is not the same for everyone. These aren't science fiction ideas. They're real discoveries backed by experiments. Today, we're exploring 13 physics facts that completely break common sense. And by the end, you'll see why reality is far stranger than it looks. We normally think time is universal. 1 second for you should be 1 second for everyone, right? Not exactly. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, time can pass at different rates depending on how fast you're moving and how strong gravity is around you. A clock moving extremely fast relative to another clock will actually measure less elapsed time. This isn't just theoretical. Tiny differences in time have been measured using extremely precise atomic clocks. A young person walks into a completely new cafe, suddenly stops, and looks around in shock as everything feels strangely familiar. Cinematic close-ups of their eyes, the tables, a cup of coffee, and people moving in slow motion. Subtle glowing memory effects and realistic brain activity visuals appear around them. Mysterious cinematic lighting, ultra-realistic, 4K, documentary style. Show the same person experiencing a moment twice, first in reality, then as a transparent overlapping memory. The environment duplicates and slightly shifts, creating the feeling that the exact moment has happened before. Add realistic neural connections firing inside the brain, suggesting a brief mismatch between memory and perception. Cinematic, scientific, mysterious, ultra-realistic 4K. Transition from the person's face into a realistic 3D human brain. Show neurons rapidly firing as the brain processes a new scene, while one memory pathway activates at almost the same time. Visualize perception and memory signals briefly crossing paths, creating a déjà vu effect. High-end scientific documentary animation, detailed neurons, cinematic camera movement, 4K. A person walks through a city street they've never visited, but suddenly predicts what will happen next. A person turns the corner, a car passes, and a bird flies overhead. Their expression changes as they realize everything feels familiar. End with the scene fading into a mysterious brain visualization with the words, "Have I experienced this before?" Imagine standing beside the ocean and watching the water carefully. Even when the weather looks completely calm, the ocean is still moving. Beneath the surface, enormous amounts of water are constantly traveling across the planet. One of the biggest forces controlling the ocean is something millions of kilometers away, the moon. Its gravity pulls on Earth's oceans, creating the rise and fall of sea levels known as tides. As Earth rotates, different coastlines move through these tidal bulges. This creates a continuous cycle of high and low tides around the planet. So, every day, the moon is quietly helping move enormous. Every wave you see at the beach begins with energy moving through the water. When wind blows across the ocean, it transfers some of its energy to the surface. Small ripples can grow into larger waves when the wind becomes stronger or blows for a longer time. During powerful storms, these waves can travel across enormous distances. In other words, many ocean waves are actually wind energy traveling through water. The ocean never stops moving because several powerful forces are working together at the same time. The moon creates tides, wind creates waves, Earth's rotation influences currents, and temperature and salt move water vertically. All of these forces interact across a gigantic network covering most of our planet. That means even when the ocean looks completely peaceful, incredible movement is happening beneath the surface. Imagine an island that looks like it belongs on another planet. Globe showing Europe, Africa. This is Socotra, a remote island near Yemen, famous for its strange-looking dragon blood trees. Many of its plants and animals are found nowhere else on Earth. Because Socotra was isolated for millions of years, evolution created life here unlike almost anywhere else. It's one of the most alien-looking places hiding on our planet. Deep beneath New Zealand is a cave that looks like a star-filled night sky. Sparkles. Inside the Waitomo caves, thousands of tiny glowworms produce a blue-green light above visitors. The cave becomes almost completely dark, making the glowing ceiling look like a galaxy. These creatures use their light to attract prey. What looks like magic is actually one of nature's strangest survival tricks. Imagine walking across a giant desert covered with hundreds of crystal-clear lagoons. Desert. This incredible landscape is Lençóis Maranhenses in Brazil. During the rainy season, water collects between enormous white sand dunes, creating temporary blue lagoons. From above, the landscape looks almost unreal. And the strangest part? The lagoons can appear, disappear, and change throughout the year. There is a place on Earth where the ground looks like another world. Fire. The Danakil Depression in Ethiopia is famous for extreme heat, colorful mineral formations, acidic pools, and volcanic activity. Its landscape can glow with bright yellow, orange, and green colors created by minerals and geothermal activity. It looks like something from a science fiction movie. But this dangerous landscape is completely real.